So I've sheeted the pastry out, and it's 54 centimeters wide and it's exactly 30 high. So it's very important that you clip just the top and the bottom here so that you don't have any dough, unlaminated dough in the pastry. So I'm just going to trim it with a French knife, just a tiny little piece. So I'm going to do that top and bottom. It just means that the core of your pastry is going to have a really nice texture, and we should have a nice open leafy texture from the middle all the way out to the outside of the pastry. So when I trim it, it's going to be a little bit smaller. As I said, I'm going to do half of these in pan au chocolat. The other half I'm going to make as croissant. So in order to minimize waste, I'm going to find the halfway mark. Okay, so there's various ways of doing it. I'm using a wheel, pastry wheel, but you can take your knife, just put your finger somewhere along the blade and make a mark. And I'll do the same on the other side. There we go. And the halfway point, which is here, is exactly where the pastry is divided in half. So I'm going to cover these now in plastic and I'm going to chill the pastry so that it's frozen. I want it nice and cool before I cut it, and that way I'll get a really nice clean cut. I'm going to turn this sideways so that I have the pan au chocolat, and they're going to be 24 in length, a little bit more than 24. I'm going to cut small strips like this, and the rest I'm going to cut into croissant. Okay, so 20 minutes in the freezer, and you can see my pastry is firm, which means that I get a really nice cut when I cut the pastry. So I'm going to make 5 of these, slightly longer than normal, so we get a nice bit of volume. So I just use the tool to mark the pastry, and you'll see when I cut, I get a really nice even cut. Be sure to drag the blade all the way through. So I cut with a rocking motion, and some of these I'm going to carve. I suppose I may as well carve them all because they look nice, they look best. So these are going to be super high. They're longer than I would normally cut them. They're about 20, I'll tell you now what they are. So just measure them. So they're 23 centimeters. So when I cut and space, but I don't cut the edge, okay? So it's very important that you don't cut the edge. And you don't have to cut all the way across on either side. And roughly halfway is going to be sufficient. Just extend those guys out. So that should cause the pastry to open out a lot more. So just use my finger as a spacer. I'm doing this by eye. And once they're cut, we reverse the pastry and we put in the chocolate. So just carve diagonal lines. Again, remember, it's very important that you cut inside. There is a tool you can get called the claw, and it has several blades all interconnected. And it allows you to do this operation much faster, but it's actually not quite as accurate. So just make 1 or 2 more incisions here, and then we reverse the pastry. So when I say reverse, what I mean is we are going to rotate so that the red side is facing upward, and is facing downward, and the white is facing upward so that we can put in the chocolate into the center. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to reverse them. And reverse again. So the pastry is starting to get a little bit more flexible. It's thawed, which is fine. Another tip is I'm using a water sprayer, just a little bit of water. It helps the layers to stick. So I've sprayed some water on, and it just helps to ensure there's no flour and we don't get layer separation. And we'll start by placing one chocolate bar. So we come in about twice the distance of the chocolate bar and we fold, and it just covers the chocolate. And then we can put the second one in and we roll. So if you notice, pardon me, I'm rolling with my hand. If you go pushing the dough to roll it up, it's a bad technique because you actually crush the layers. So I'm able to look down and I'm able to roll it in a nice straight line. And I just press down slightly. You can pick the pastry up then with the chocolate bars. Okay. We'll do one more. So just roll it over and seal it in with the second bar of chocolate. And then just using your hand, roll, roll, and set. Okay. There's two. So when I position them on the tray, make sure that the base, or the seam, which is going to be down here, is fully enclosed and on the bottom in the middle. So you can see my technique here. I'm rolling it to get a nice straight line, little bit of down pressure so that this guy is in the middle. We have two to go. So again, the positioning of the chocolate bar is important. We seal, we roll. And the final one. So I cover, I seal, and I roll. Okay, so they're the pain au chocolat. Next I'll do the croissant.